Hey, what's up? This is Silas. This is a quick video on Colin Kaepernick's situation. I was just thinking about this. Colin Kaepernick was a professional football player, played the position of quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers last year. That's in the National Football League. That's the American Football League in the United States of America for you non-Americans or people who are not aware of the American Football League. So I consider American football to be one of the most American sports. I think it's past baseball because people talk about baseball as America's pastime, but baseball, yeah. So back to the point. So American football. Before the games, they play the anthem. This goes from Pee Wee Football League all the way to the professional league. Pee Wee football is when it's like little kids, like little 5-year-olds playing some cute stuff. Not 5-year-olds. Okay, anyway, kids that can run and stuff. So I'm talking about 10-year-olds. It starts with something like that, like these little kids running around in these oversized pads, smashing at each other occasionally. Fun stuff. So it's a regular thing in sports that before the sports games, people play the song, play the national anthem. People stand up and pay their respects to the anthem and sing along sometimes. Colin Kaepernick decided he's going to take a knee during this time. He says his protest was to protest the injustices that some people, a certain group in society, are suffering. So he's saying the flag doesn't stand for that. And I think one of the statements he'd said, this is paraphrasing, was he's going to stop his protests once he feels that the flag, what the flag stands for, equally stands that way for everybody in the United States of America. Now, when we say everybody, he's focusing on the black community. I know I have a couple of videos talking about the definition of black and white, but I'm just going to use that terms in general, like European ancestry and culture and ethnicity, and African ancestry, culture, and ethnicity. Now, with Colin Kaepernick, something that goes into this is he is biologically half black, half white. His mom, I think, put him up for adoption, and he was adopted by a white family, and he was raised in a white family. This again echoes back to the former President Obama situation where he's half and he was raised by his white mother in ostensibly a white culture and ethnicity. So this is something here that I'm wondering, like, why is this one drop rule? It really kind of bugs me. I don't know if you guys have noticed it too, but it's like white parents don't matter. Or what is it? White culture matters? Should it be white childhoods matter? I don't know. Anyway, back to Colin Kaepernick. So he did the stance. He's not in the NFL right now, and people are saying that he's being blackballed. ESPN, which is one of the major sports broadcasters here in the United States of America, a lot of other sources are carrying on this thing, saying, okay, the reason Colin Kaepernick, with his 81 quarterback rating out of 154, I think it's a perfect rating, 150.4, that 0.4 really weirds me out. But they said he had this quarterback rating last season. I think he only started about 9 games or something. So they're saying he should be good enough to be on a team this year. Some players are saying he's being blackballed. Some players haven't said anything. Some commentators. So this has been a topic of discussion. But I'm wondering, this is just something I'm thinking with ESPN. ESPN is one of the sources where they're on this. They're on this hard. They had this one thing, like, I was watching it occasionally. They'd have this one piece where it'd be Colin Kaepernick and they're playing the song like "I will survive" or like "I will rise." It was like "I will rise," and I'm just like, wow, they're pushing this hard. Well, a couple of things to this. If ESPN really thinks he's being blackballed and thinks like, okay, this guy is actually very capable of a person, why don't they just hire him as a commentator? If they hire him as a commentator, he has football IQ, they say. He has the football knowledge. He's able to understand the game. Why don't you have him on the network as a commentator? And he can go on the sidelines. He can get out there. He's probably get a lot more exposure as an ESPN commentator, as an ESPN anchor, as ESPN reporter than he would if he was just on the bench of some team or some practice squad or some team. If he really wanted to get his message out, he could still be getting his message out in this way. And this whole idea that he's being blackballed because of he has a high quarterback rating. They're talking about his touchdown to interception rates or whatever. But one thing they don't talk about is his win rating. He wasn't winning that many games. And you see this the same thing that happened with Tim Tebow, who was a white quarterback from University of Florida, had another kneeing issue. His kneeing issue was when something positive went, when a touchdown was scored, or before the game, he would take a knee, and he was very public with his Christianity. And the same thing was happening. Some people were saying, oh, Tim Tebow's not in the league. Tim Tebow's getting this because he's open with his Christianity. But no, Tim Tebow, he was winning some games, but his quarterback rating was kind of low. The defense was helping him out. So this thing happens. I mean, this whole idea that, yeah, these teams are just going to throw out wins for somebody praying or for somebody taking a knee. And another thing, people in the NFL have carried this on. There's still other people out there. There's still other people carrying on the protest. And the more people you see, the more NFL players you see carrying on the protest, the more NBA players you see, and that's the National Basketball Association, the more professional athletes and people you see from other walks, other sports, other teams carrying on this protest and still being on the team will keep showing that, no, there's probably a chance that Colin Kaepernick isn't on the team because he actually just isn't that good. He wasn't winning that many games. That's why people talk about quarterback rating and they don't talk about wins. And in the NFL, it's all about them wins. Get those wins. All about them wins, no matter what. Yeah, that's the thing. It's all about those wins, no matter what. If you can win, they'll let you get away with pretty much anything. I think Marshawn Lynch just got picked back up. Marshawn Lynch is this running back. He's a guy that used to just he'd go to interviews and just answer one-word questions and not really answer, but he has this thing called beast mode where it's just like he's an animal on the field. And that's an entirely another video. This whole thing of beasts. You see people talk about, oh, you're calling these people animals in this sense, but in sporting, in these kind of physical senses, if somebody refers to you as, that's another video. If somebody refers to you as a beast, that's a positive thing. It's not necessarily a negative thing. But anyway, Colin Kaepernick, ESPN, why don't you just hire this guy on as a commentator? You can have a whole show where he's still going to training camps. You can just be like, okay, just come on part-time, just show up on the weekends. You can talk about the games. We'll send you out to different games. You can talk to people. You can be our social justice reporter kind of guy, giving a different spin on what's happening with the sports. You can be out there. You can get your exposure. We can show you at training camp, so we can still show that, look, this guy is still good enough. As they say, he's still good enough to be a quarterback in the league. Show it to him. Follow him during training camps. Follow him going to these things. Show him talking to other players. Show him breaking down film and saying, look, this is how I would do this, or this is what's going on here. Show that he's a capable person. Or he can always just go play in like the Canadian Football League or something if you really wanted to be pro, and then come back in after that. But yeah, so this is just like a random video. Just had this thought. ESPN should hire him if they really think he's that worthwhile and he's actually being blackballed. I think it could help out everyone. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think about this. I'll have a couple other videos up. This is just a little random one. I don't even know where I'm going to put this. But anyway, till next video, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about Colin Kaepernick. Were you guys offended? Did you stop watching the NFL due to that? Were you already not watching the NFL? I really definitely don't think it brought anyone in. I think if anything, it really repulsed a lot of people out of it. But yeah, there's also better things to do with your time, I guess, than watching National Football League. Yeah. Goodbye.